I came back from Niagara Falls, and it's 31 degrees Celsius, 31, which is, I think it's close to 90 F. And the hotel where I was staying, it had apple trees in there and all this stuff, you see, like that. For some reason these little apple flowers were super sticky, you know. I thought, okay, they fly down, and then I thought the wind would blow them off. No, they all stick to the car, to the trunk, to the roof. And so, you know, you get a discount, right? You get a discount if you buy wash when you buy gas. And so I filled up my tank with 91 gas, and said, give me the wash, which is one step up from basic. And he says, ultimate. I said, okay, give me the ultimate. And so hopefully now the car will look better. Well, I'm out of the wash. Let's see. Yeah, it looks much cleaner, but not by much. Ultimate wash. See, that's of course from pavement. So I gotta use some kind of a chemical cleaning supply, and I have this in the back as well. See? So a regular wash does not fix that, but see, this stuff is still here. And I noticed this recently. I guess I did this when there was snow and ice, and I used, you know, I was cleaning the snow and ice off. So basically, just as usual, you spend 10-12 bucks, it doesn't do much, you know. Has to be a hand wash, and of course the wheels are super dirty. I think when I have time, I'm gonna go and do a detailing, you know, because after the winter, always good to do this, right? Just clean inside, let them vacuum everything, you know, the dash. I did not do that yet. After winter. And so I came back. Hold on, are we too wide or too? What? Sorry, just yeah, this phone has two cameras, and sometimes I forget which one is which. And that's when you see only half of my face, because it has two like openings, two lenses on the back. So each time I have to do this to make sure that I'm showing you the wide, I'm using the wider lens. But so yeah, it was pretty cool spending time in the Niagara Falls. You know, not that many people, but most of them, as you saw from my previous video, most people don't wear any masks. You know, you would think that, I don't know, what's the big deal? Just put this on your face and it'll protect me from your cough and your droplets, and then I have this on, I protect you, right? That's how it works. It does not protect you from the other guy, but the mask on you protects the other guy from you, right? But that's evidently not what many people are doing. And so in the news that quite a few people, you know, this is like the first weekend, kind of like the summer weekend, right? Even though it's not a holiday in Canada, but it's a Memorial Day in the States. That's when they consider this like a start of the summer, right? And so people go crazy, they go to parks, beaches, and the same thing happened here. Cops were called because too many people were in one of the parks in Toronto. They said it was crazy, no social distancing, nothing, people not wearing any masks. And so I don't care. Like whenever I go, like now for example, I was pumping gas. If I see somebody, like there was a guy on the other side of the pump, you know, like there's two sides to pump, right? I see a guy pulled up over there, and I had my mask like at the bottom here. I pull it up, just, you know, kind of like a courtesy to other people. But people kind of look at me funny, you know, like, does he have, is he sick or something, you know? Because that was my first reaction. When I see somebody with a mask, I think they're sick. And so I looked at the board around lunchtime, probably for like half an hour. Didn't see anything interesting. Pretty much the same stuff that I saw there on Friday. But my friend, freight broker from Alberta, sent me a copy of the email he got. Somebody was looking for a quote to move an army tank, 105,000 pounds. And they said this was the customer was basically trying to decide which port to go to. So this tank was moving from Canada to a nearby port, and so they were asking for quotes to take this from Ontario to one Canadian big port, and then one US port, and the other one also US, a port in the States. But further down, further in the south. And so I started my mighty calculator, came up with 3 quotes, and I don't care about the market. I give quotes the same way I gave them 3, 5, 6 months ago. I don't give any discounts because of COVID-19 or anything like that. You want me to move it? 105,000 pounds, which means I need the Jeep, I need the booster. I know, for example, to go into Baltimore from experience, it'll be $5 a mile for permits and escorts, believe it or not. So it's 500 miles. I know permits and escorts will be $2,500 US. I kid you not. And they will want a police escort in Maryland. And so basically you need one civilian escort all through from Buffalo to Maryland, and then you need one police escort in Maryland. And so I don't do this 60 cents a mile stuff. So I just give him a quote, the way, like a fair quote. You don't like it, I'll keep sitting, you know. So, oh, and I thought my neck extension was selling. Turns out the guy was a crook. He sends me a check for 30% more money, and then he says, I'll send a trucker. You'll pay him and he'll pick up the piece. And as soon as I saw that, I knew it's a scam, because that's the typical indication when somebody sends you a check for more money than you ask for. And first of all, I said shipping was, like in my ad for this neck extension, I said shipping in Canada and US is free, because, you know, it's not easy finding somebody to buy it, because it's such a specialized piece. I'm talking about this 36-inch neck extension. So I was willing to pay for shipping out of my own pocket. And this guy says, no, we're gonna send you this because the bank just gives me some kind of a BS about the bank not issuing 2 checks for the same piece. Like, what? And he adds the tax. Like, what tax? There's no sales tax, it's a used piece. But basically, I could see the BS play, you know, from right away. I just wanted to look at the check, because I told him, I said, you know, if you're sending a check, it has to be a certified check, or as they're called in Canada also, bank draft, or in US you guys call them official bank check. Like, I don't want to see company name on the check, I want to see the bank name, you know, like a check from the bank. That way, you know, it's as good as money. Of course, it can be faked as well, but the chance of that, like, you need to have access to the bank's, you know, letterhead and paperwork. That's not easy. But a company check, that's like total no, right? And so this guy sends me the check, and then I'm in Niagara Falls, and he sends me everything is via text message. That's another indicator this is a scam. You know, like serious people that send you a check for thousands of dollars, and they all only communicating via text message. That's not a real person. And the area code was from Northern Ontario, and then I look in the envelope where the check came from. It says London, Ontario, which is 1 hour west of me. And so anyway, so I text the guy. I said, actually I took it to the bank just to ask to see what they will say, and the guy says that's garbage. He says that's a typical scam when you paid more than what you asked for, and they want you to pay that money to a third party, right? Like in this case, the scam sounded like logical, right? So the guy pays me, but first of all, why are you paying me for the trucking, right? I told you trucking and shipping is free, and then why are you paying me for trucking? Why you don't pay the trucker, right? Even if you decide to pay for trucking, like, why are you sending me this, like, you know, extra money, right? So that's typical scam. So basically, of course, what happens is that you deposit that check because the check looks legitimate. Everything is typewritten, you know, my name properly spelled, everything is cool. You deposit the check, and then they have the money there. They probably keep it like for a week, and then the bank issues you the money. So you have the money in your account, and then you call them, and they send some guy to pick up the piece, right? And you take the cash from your account because you think everything is cool. And the guy picks up your piece that you're selling, and he disappears with cash. And so now you're out of, let's say, $2,500 cash, and you don't have your piece anymore that you were selling. And then the bank calls you and says, "Oh, Mr. DRATCHEV, we're sorry to say, but the check that you deposited a week ago actually was not good. It was returned by the originating bank, and now you owe us, you know, all that money that they paid you allegedly for the thing you were selling plus the cash you took out. So now you're on the hook for the bank," and that's how the scam works, right? And so I think they should come up with better scams, because these are becoming, you know, more and more popular. And so so text message, indicator number one, or everything via text message. Not certified check, just a basic company check or personal check, and the amount is more than what you ask for, right? Of course, this is it's all based on greed, like the way this scam works, because of course somebody will say, "Oh shoot, I asked them for I told them free shipping, and now they're paying me this extra money, you know, and give it to the trucker, you know, and they pay me all this extra tax that's not supposed to be there, so why not, you know? Let's take a chance." So they're counting on people being greedy, but that's how you lose your shirt, right? So anyway, so it's super hot, like I said. So summer is in full swing, and I'm not sure what to do. I checked on my truck, everything is good. Went there and refilled my sanitizer bottle. Thanks again. I'm still, each time I refill this, I still remember with gratitude that kind gentleman in Alberta that brought me a 4-liter jug with sanitizer, and he didn't take any money. So which reminds me that now actually there's more and more I see sanitizer for sale. You know, before it was totally not available. Right now I see even online you can buy it, you know, but still I saw a size like this. It was selling for like $6 or $7, you know, because it's 60% alcohol, right? But the bottle actually says gel, but that's what I had before. That's my friend Rob from Alberta gave me this for free, gel. It was like, you know, more solid stuff, not like this. This is liquid, right? But this I'm just using as to refill because it's so handy. It has this little thing in here, right? So It's super easy to pour on your hands. You know, this prevents it from spilling. And so I just keep it in my car. When I go to the truck, I keep it in my truck. And so again, that guy who gave me that 4-liter jug for free, you know, he's like a real miracle worker, you know. Because that jug, I'm thinking, if this size costs $7, $8, $9 Canadian, US gallon or 4-liter jug is probably, I don't know, $40, $50, you know. It's expensive. So I really appreciate, you know, the kindness of some of my viewers. And of course the guy gave me masks again in Alberta, you know. And then before I got my own. Yes, I got a bunch of these now, right? But these, of course, they're not antivirus masks. You know, there's basically against, it says antibacterial and dust proof. You see, good breathability, but they are not designed for against viruses, right? So, but they do protect other people. You know, when you cough or sneeze, right? So they protect them from the stuff flying from your mouth. You know, maybe especially if you're like an old guy like me, maybe you cough and you lose a tooth. You know, that tooth flies out. It can kill somebody, right? So if you have this on your face, it stops the tooth from causing damage. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah. So now I have to find the shade. This is not a very good spot. Oh, check this out. See that guy? Pickup truck. And he parks under the tree. You know, guys, what that is? It's a pickup truck. And it has a green and yellow line along the side, and it has a rooftop mounted lights. So whenever you see something like that in Ontario, white pickup truck or SUV, but most of the time they are white pickup trucks, and it has a cover on the bed, and it has this green, and then above the green line it has a yellow line and rooftop lights. This is carrier enforcement, what's known in Massachusetts as truck team, or in the States DOT, right? Just DOT, basically truck specialized cops that deal with truckers, right? But what's cool is that I'm sitting inside my Challenger, right? So the guy has no clue that I'm a trucker, so otherwise he'll probably walk over and say, "Hey, driver's and registration." But wait a second, I don't have a truck, right? Like I'm inside the Dodge Challenger, so I don't know what kind of trucking you're talking about. So that's not me. But basically, those are the people that you want to limit the contact to, you know, the contact time is as little as possible. So anyway, that was my update. So today's Tuesday, right? Just the first day after the Memorial Day weekend in the States, and all my brokers that I work with, they're all American, most of them, because I'm using an American load board. And so because of that, some people are saying, "Hey, you're Canadian, why are you saying, you know, long weekend? It's not a holiday in Canada." Well, it's long weekend for me because, you know, I have no work when American brokers go on a holiday, right? And so today is only the first day after the holiday ended, and of course people are still, you know, half tipsy, and they're just coming to their senses. I don't think anybody's probably maybe 2 people showed up for the entire US back in the freight brokerage office, and plus you have COVID-19 situation, you know, so not much happening. But I'm okay. Like my only payment that I have for the month is my insurance, truck insurance. I'm not paying for the truck, I'm not paying for the trailer, I'm not paying for the Jeep, I'm not paying for the car until July, I think. Yeah, so basically 1 more month, no payments. So as long as I have payments for the insurance, I'm good. And speaking about insurance, I don't have any updates about that incident in the port. I downloaded the police report, send a copy to my insurance broker, and saw that the damage they reported was just a broken wheel and a flat tire on the tow truck, and they said damaged fender on the car, which I didn't see the damaged fender. I saw just a tire mark. But so I hope it's not gonna affect my premiums too bad, and I hope I know that I'll have to pay out of my own pocket because I have 5,000 Canadian deductible. But I don't know yet what's happening with that thing. So it's in the works. I send them all the paperwork. So once I have some updates, I'll talk about them maybe in the next video, or once I book a load, I'll do another vid. So for now, again, it's plus 31, 140F. I gotta find some shade and maybe get some cold drink. Maybe go and get some iced coffee or something, because it's getting really, really hot. Peace.